Emilia has come to Harrogate Gentlemen's Club, where Samson Fox himself was a member. She's arranged to meet Professor Sarah Wilson, an expert on 19th century financial history.
So what happened then with the water gas shares?
Samson was convinced that it was the future of energy, but there were some problems with water gas. And I wanted to show you this report from the Manchester Weekly Times.
Action for the loss of a husband. At the Leeds Assizes on Saturday, an action was brought for damages for alleged negligence from the Leeds Forge Company, of which Mr. Samson Fox is the managing director. The deceased and another workman had died from suffocation owing to the use of water gas, which was a frightfully dangerous thing if not properly used. Oh my goodness.
There's a real sense of concern that if this can happen in the setting of a factory, what issues there might be putting water gas into people's homes. And even if it could be made to be safe and suitable for domestic consumption, there is a very big distribution problem.
Right.
All the pipes and all the infrastructure for distributing to domestic homes actually belongs to the coal gas companies.
So he was really up against the big boys of industry?
Absolutely.
Despite concerns over the safety of water gas and the opposition of the powerful coal gas cartel, Samson heavily promoted water gas shares to the public. Millions of pounds was raised, much of it from smaller investors attracted by Samson's past success. But this time, he'd made a huge misjudgment. If water gas was successful, the coal gas companies would lose control of a highly profitable business. Through their political allies, they managed to deny Samson access to their distribution pipes, and the water gas share price collapsed overnight.
In 1890, he's got the investors wanting to know where their money is, and by 1894, there are a lot of accusations from investors that basically he's robbed them.
Oh, no.
And this is from the Today magazine on the 12th of May, 1894.
In the course of a few months in the spring of 1889, Samson Fox and his associates brought out the following companies: British Water Gas Syndicate, Yorkshire Water Gas Syndicate, Northern British Gas Syndicate. The public were induced to subscribe the huge capital by gross and deliberate misrepresentation as to the value of the patents and processes sold.
The Today article accused Samson Fox of deliberately exaggerating the potential of water gas to defraud his investors. It was published under the editorship of Jerome K. Jerome, the well-known author of 3 Men in a Boat, and a formidable critic. His campaigns against financial corruption were respected and widely read.
Jerome actually chooses a very significant date to publish it, and that is the day that Samson hands over a cheque to the Royal College of Music.
Oh no.
There he is presenting it to the Prince of Wales. There's a very, very clear implication that Samson was using the money that he'd collected from investors to bankroll his philanthropic activities. The Royal College of Music will have been very embarrassed by it.
Oh, no.
And also the royal family will have been reading these accusations along with everyone else.
That does explain why he hadn't received a knighthood.
Yes, this will have
Isn't gonna
caused
get
him
one
a
now.
great deal of harm.
Yeah.
Samson Fox always denied that he'd defrauded his investors, but it took him several years to prove his innocence through the courts. By then, the water gas affair had irreparably damaged his standing in London society. To his friends and supporters in Harrogate, however, he remained a hugely respected figure who'd been unfairly tarnished by the press.
This is written by Samson's solicitor in the wake of the water gas scandal.
For a man of such genius, he was most simple-minded in business affairs. His delight and confidence in the great service of which water gas was capable blinded him to the insuperable difficulties which prevented its general utilisation. During the years in which I acted as Samson Fox's legal adviser, I cannot recall a single instance in which his views and actions in his business affairs were not entirely straightforward, honourable, and fair to those with whom he had dealings.
How does that make you feel?
Relieved, weirdly. I don't know why I'm crying now. I do cry at the most extraordinary moments, but I genuinely am relieved. He just doesn't seem like a negligent man. He was really trying to do everything for the best, and he just got it wrong. He sailed a bit too close to the sun.
After the water gas scandal, Samson Fox retired from business life. Still a rich man, he devoted himself to charitable causes. In 1899, he undertook a final project for the people of Harrogate, a campaign to build a world-class concert hall to rival any venue in London.
It's breathtaking. Absolutely astonishing.
The Royal Hall was officially opened on the 28th of May 1903, but the royal family declined an invitation to attend.
Look up there. The foxes with the corrugated boiler flue. Wow. Really, really beautiful.
Samson Fox died at the age of 65, 5 months after the opening of Harrogate's Royal Hall. Edward VII, the former Prince of Wales, sent a telegram with his condolences.
Looking back through the generations of my family, they've all had success, but it hasn't been without its problems. And what I've really discovered is that there are qualities in my family that I really hope will be passed down to the baby. With Hilda, you saw that incredible love between her and Lily and the family love that she inspired. With Samson, his enthusiasm for life, his inventiveness, and that little touch of genius. Those are the qualities that I would hope and wish could be passed on to our baby.
In the 1920s, Samson's belief in water gas was vindicated when it became a common supplement to domestic coal gas across Britain, and it remained in widespread industrial use until the 1960s. Samson's great-great-great-granddaughter Rose was born safely in London. She and her parents are doing well.